we're going to vacuum the gravel now. Actually, this is a sand bed, so we just want to be real careful and only extract the debris from the sand itself, not suck out the sand.
And let me clarify, it's not a live sand bed. It's simply sand, not gravel.
I'd also like to point out that even as attractive as live rock can be in the aquarium, whether it be a fish only or a reef tank, it really belongs in the reef tank, because as I said a little bit ago, in a fish only system, if you have to medicate, chances are you're going to have to remove that rock to save whatever life is on it, or you're going to end up killing what life is on there. Now the flip side of that is the live rock is beneficial in the sense that it will harbor algae, sponges, tunicates, copepods, a myriad of little bugs and things for the fishes to feed upon. But after the first time of medicating, especially if you're using a copper-based medication, those little things are gone. That was a waste of $3, $4, $5 a pound for live rock. Whereas you can get the regular rock at the local landscape supply, whether it be called driftwood rock, pond rock, pot rock, bowl rock, layered rock. I would tend to stay away from things like flagstone that typically have a lot of metal in them. But the point is, the terrestrial rock or the dead rock is a lot less expensive, just as attractive, may not have the dynamics that live rock would, but what good is the dynamics if you're going to end up killing it off anyhow? So in a fish-only system, you need to clearly define what it is you're setting up. Is it a fish-only system? Is it an invertebrate system or a tank that has living corals in there? You got two choices, and you have to pick a path, because in my opinion, you can't do both successfully. This tank, as you saw, has a lot of decorative coral in there, and was rather quite attractive. After servicing this tank for probably 6 years now, the customer decided they wanted a little bit different look. We didn't want to invest a whole bunch of money in a whole bunch of new corals, so they decided to go with some of the silk or the plastic plants, which offer a completely different color in the tank and a different look. And one of the advantages of these plastic or silk plants that they offer, that the corals don't, is in the right current, these will wave back and forth, kind of that hula hula look, which adds a little extra movement in the aquarium.
Some might say it gives it a cheap look. Some might say it gives it a freshwater plant tank look. I think it adds a fullness to the tank or fills it with a different color, the colors that the corals don't offer. But I think the real bottom line is, what does the customer think?
We'll go ahead and clean out the protein skimmer. We'll also add the pH buffer. And back here is where the fluctuation in the water level will occur. And we've got it marked off here, a high and a low. And we're going to drop that water level down to the top of the high water mark. That way, if the power goes off, it doesn't overflow.
We'll go ahead and empty and then clean out the protein skimmer cup. We'll place it back in position. We'll go ahead and add our pH buffer. And we'll manually turn on the metal halide lights via the timer switch itself to get those 20,000 K bulbs warmed up and rolling. And so there you have it. That would be my version of a 150-gallon fish-only system, and my reasons for the pros and cons of using live rock in this type of system. And with all that said, I'll come off my soapbox, clean the outside of the tank, clean the area up in front of the tank, and I'll be off on my way to the next aquarium service.